Okay, and here's another thing that they do that's very, very, very important information. I'm gonna go back to the dominating the food source, the different things that they're trying to like sit here and try to like say, oh, well, we're gonna dominate your food and your money and things like that. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to that. Basically, it's all about outsmarting someone, holding them to their original commitment to do something bad, right? Because what I see is there was a dictator somehow getting the information passed, entertainment, something like that. And then these people took an oath and chose to go and do this their personal selves. So in that, you can hold them to their personal choices. It's not an army. It's not anything like that. It's literally just a person to person, personal choice type situation. So there's some things that go on along with that, outsmarting people, holding people to the things that they did wrong as an individual and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk about that. One thing I really want to mention really fast before I get into that is another thing that they do is try to play, oh, I'm so sick, I'm so damaged, I'm so necrophiliac, I'm so fucking psychotic or fucking sociopath or psychopath and things like that. It's like, no, you literally use that same formula to give yourself something, bring it in the spotlight, so we sit there and try to fix it for like 3 days straight just to say, oh, well, it's not that, and you just slowly drift off, and then all of a sudden we're just like, okay, and then all of a sudden she's back, we figure it out, and then she's back just trying to tell us, oh, well, I was sick and there was trauma and there's a root of this and all this stuff. Don't get stuck on that. Do not get stuck on that. It's a person's original choice to do what they do. And that being said, they're using that same formula to distract us by basically saying, I'm going to put one disorder over here. I have all these different ones. They're not really doing anything to my mind. You see, they're not really affecting it at all. But I'm going to bring one into the spotlight so you guys are distracted, and then all of a sudden I'm going to drift off, and then the next time you're getting close to really holding us accountable for it, I'm going to bring up another problem that seems so plausible that there's a root to it. And it's like, no, man, I figured out all the roots. It's all a bunch of them just covering their tracks over and 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 over, so that it looks like one direction, and on the other side they're doing something way horrible to distract. Like, you know, that whole Bitcoin thing, it was like hyping over the Bitcoin and all that stuff, which is an awesome thing. They're like, oh, well, they're all distracted by this and that. We're just gonna slowly sneak into their food source and choose that part of society. It's like, no, you're smaller than us, dear. You're smaller than us. I don't care what kind of power you think you have. It comes down to the individual people and the people that decide to make that community decision to come together and say, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and get bullied by a peasant, basically. I'm not going to sit here and get bullied by a person that thinks they're so smart that they can sit here and dominate the food, and I'm going to be way smarter than you and call you out on your bullshit and stuff like that. So then it comes down to people and how many people are doing this versus how many police there are and stuff like that. So, like I said, deport their asses is what I'm trying to say. Because honestly, all the foreigners, they're sick of not having food in houses and shit too, man. Africa, they're fucking sick of not having food, not having houses, not having warmth. Freaking Iran, they're sick of not having warmth in houses and having to wake up at fucking 3 in the morning just to get checked, just to mess with their fucking mentality so that they have like an anger issue and things like that. They're sick of that shit getting walked all over Iraq and freaking Czechoslovakia, all those places, man. Britain, then freaking what's that place? Germany, they only have like bread to eat. Like they literally just eat bread all day and like sweets. It's like they don't have people, all the communities, they're lacking stuff. Russia, different places, they're all lacking something. So in that, we're gonna try to see if we could bring those foreigners, the good ones and stuff, bring the foreigners over here, and then we have to figure out the ratio of who's under the table choosing that decision, because they're not like communicating. There's probably not like a forum, it seems so far. What they're doing and the ratio of people compared to police officers and people that could deport them. So that's basically all there is. Don't trust all the professions. There's some things going on with the different professions, you know, the Border Patrol, different things like that. She's connected to them. She's married to him, the Border Patrol agent. So we're trying to figure that out. Don't worry, don't stress. I'm gonna teach you guys how to outsmart someone. You literally under the table swiftly call them out on their bullshit. Things like that. That's really gonna make the difference. You stick up for yourself as an individual and what you deserve, and you demand that respect among the people that are up here, like me and Joe Biden and all those medical professionals up there that are, you know, good at making those types of decisions of what we should do among your original choice. If you have ideas, try to bring them up and see if we can look at them and gear them and stuff. And then those original ideas that you trust the people up there that we're taking care of the situation, we're gonna take care of it. There's no questions asked. They have all these different tactics and professions to make sure in case things happen like this, we're able to really get in there and make sure that it's you know, it's gonna be fine. You know, especially with modern ideas of realizing who they are and that it's not territorial or this person or that person. It's literally just a bunch of little brats deciding that they want to bully society for means that she wants us to think we're smaller than we actually are. If we were to realize that we could see just how big and mighty of a person we actually are, and as an individual, and that's a really big community of really smart people. So we just have to go in there and figure out those tactics, and then figure out what to do for the different areas of the different things that they studied amongst putting that on societies, experimentation of societies and stuff like that, and then be able to see what they do amongst our own original ideas of how to reverse it and all that kind of stuff. That's why she doesn't really like us homeless people being seen. We're the ones, not the only ones, is, you know, we're the ones that a lot of us have those ideas of how we can fix society and things like that, moving swiftly instead of them just causing a bunch of violence. It's like, no, we don't want violence. We're already shit on enough. So basically what I'm trying to say is, instead of doing that, you move swiftly and fastly and under the table and do the things you need to do to keep you safe and fed and all those kinds of things in a way that we're really, really working on helping and all that. Trust the higher ups, the people on top. Share your original ideas and what you think about studies of different things you could do and, you know, you could figure out in society. Among that, it'll be able to fall off pretty damn easily. I'm pretty damn sure. It's just that matter of them trying to cause violence and stuff like that. It's like, what is there left when you have no violence to cause? Oh, you dominate the food and the water, so it comes to basic necessities and people's resources and basic things that those people need among houses and things like that, and running them out. It's like, no, we could evict you. You're smaller than us in what I call the hierarchical of natural causes of the class system. Basically, the class system. So basically, if you're a bad person, you're automatically lower on the class system. You're a peasant, basically. If you're a good person, good knowledge, all that kind of stuff, have stuff to the community to share, you're higher. So in that, you want to realize who you are and all that stuff. It's not about a mistake you made at that point. It's not at all. It's literally about, I'm a human and I deserve. And I'm not sitting there trying to say no one else is unless they're sitting there trying to say I'm not. And in that, you have to realize that, you know, we have to bring the supply and demand back in there with what they did, which was reverse the quality and the demands. So they put a shitty ass quality at a really high price, and that affects all the prices, people having that satisfaction of being fed all day long, which affects the money and how much they have versus how much they're buying. And they put that on the hierarchical class system of natural occurrence, which is if you're a bad person, you're a peasant, you get held to it, and if you're a good person, you work your way up and higher. That's really what it is. So that's what I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna get that more to you guys in a minute.